Finds Durant, steps back for three, pumps it in! Kevin Durant again!
Kevin Durant has built a reputation as one of the most online superstars in sports history, whether he's clapping back at fans, correcting analysts, or feuding with former teammates. KD's timeline has been a goldmine of drama, comedy, and controversy. Durant's one of the greatest scorers in NBA history to boot, a two-time NBA champion, an MVP, and a player whose offensive arsenal is as unstoppable as any we've ever seen. But while his game has always spoken volumes on the court, KD never shied away from speaking his mind off of it. And nowhere has that been more true than on Twitter, or X as it's called today. We're breaking down the biggest beefs Kevin Durant has ever had on Twitter, from rap curses to NBA legends, sports analysts, and even random fans. The saga begins all the way back in 2011 when rapper Lil B, aka the Bass God, placed his now infamous curse on Durant.
He's active, he's still cursed until he plays me in the game of
I'm getting the chills.
What sparked it? A simple tweet from KD. I tried to listen to Lil B and my mind wouldn't let me do it. I can't believe this guy is relevant. Close quote. That was all it took. Lil B, who had a cult-like following, responded by placing the Bass God curse on KD, declaring that Durant would never win an NBA championship. Over the years, the curse became part of NBA Twitter lore. Whether Durant lost in the playoffs, especially during his Oklahoma City Thunder years, fans joked that the curse was real. And while Durant eventually broke through with Golden State in 2017, the feud never really died. In 2025, over a decade later, Durant actually circled back and responded to Lil B on Twitter once again, reigniting the conversation. It was a reminder that KD never lets anything go, not even a tongue-in-cheek rap curse from 14 years earlier. Next up, Dwayne Wade. In 2013, Sports Illustrated released its list of the top 10 NBA players. Wade was included, but Durant publicly disagreed, saying his former OKC teammate James Harden should have been ranked ahead of Wade. This didn't sit well with Flash. Wade responded with a video, looking into the camera and saying, "Don't forget, I got 3 rings." It wasn't an all-out Twitter war, but it was enough to spark a wave of debate online. Fans accused Durant of disrespecting a future Hall of Famer, while others praised him for keeping it real. This moment was one of the first times KD showed he wasn't afraid to call out even NBA royalty, especially when it came to rankings. Few Twitter feuds were as personal as Durant's beef with Kendrick Perkins, his former Oklahoma City teammate. In 2020, Perkins went on TV and said Russell Westbrook was Mr. Thunder, the most important player in franchise history. Durant didn't like that. Durant clapped back, reminding Perkins of his underwhelming stats in a crucial playoff series. Averaged 2 and 3 during that series. You played hard though, champ, LOL. The tweet instantly went viral. Perkins fired back, calling Durant sensitive and accusing him of abandoning OKC for Golden State. For fans, it was juicy drama. Here were 2 ex-teammates who shared battles in the playoffs, now airing out their grievances in front of millions. And it cemented KD's reputation. If you come at him on Twitter, he's coming back twice as hard. In 2019, KD locked horns with Chris Broussard, the Fox Sports analyst. Broussard suggested that even if Durant won more championships with Golden State, those titles wouldn't mean as much compared to if he had won them elsewhere. He argued KD's legacy was forever tied to the Warriors' already established dynasty. Durant fired back on Twitter, accusing Broussard of lying about their relationship. Broussard had claimed that he and Durant used to exchange text messages, but KD called cap. Cap, he said. Chris doesn't even have my number, close quote. That exchange stretched over days, with Broussard insisting they had communicated through DMs, not text.
I didn't even know, but I looked at the context. I thought he was saying busting a cap in your story or whatever.
Yeah. The feud turned into a sports media circus, showing once again that Durant couldn't resist setting the record straight, even with TV personalities. By 2021, KD was at it again, this time with NFL Hall of Famer and TV host Shannon Sharpe. Sharpe had fallen for a fake quote attributed to Durant, claiming KD belittled LeBron James's status after beating him in the NBA Finals. Sharpe discussed it on his show Undisputed, but Durant quickly corrected him. Quote, "Y'all drunk uncle out here lying again. Don't believe everything you hear, people," close quote. Sharp didn't take kindly to being called out and eventually blocked Durant on Twitter. It was one of KD's pettier online battles, but it highlighted his obsession with correcting the record, even when the source material was obviously fake. One of KD's funniest Twitter beefs came with CJ McCollum. In 2018, Durant appeared on McCollum's podcast and laughed at the idea of the Blazers being championship contenders.
You know you guys aren't going to win a championship.
Bro, we have the team. We have capabilities. Anything is possible. We can win a championship, bro.
Later, McCollum vented on Twitter, calling Durant's move to Golden State soft. Durant saw it and fired back. Quote, "I just did your podcast. Snakes in the grass, boy. I tell you, snakes in the grass." Close quote. The exchange went viral, with memes flying left and right. While the two eventually patched things up, it was another example of Durant turning what could have been a private disagreement into a public spectacle. Another Fox Sports analyst, Nick Wright, found himself on the receiving end of KD's timeline in 2021. After a Nets loss, Wright made a comment about Durant's playoff struggles. To his surprise, Durant actually responded directly to his tweet. Wright later admitted he was shocked. Out of all the mentions KD must get, he chose to reply to him. But that's the thing about Durant. He sees everything.
I looked and my actual reaction was a little dismay and then amusement and then joy. If I'm being totally honest, I mean, the whole thing is delight.
Even the smaller jabs from TV analysts don't escape his radar. Fast forward to 2025 and Durant's still doing his thing on X. In one of his more drawn-out exchanges, he went back and forth with a fan named Hannah, who argued that KD's career since leaving Golden State had been underwhelming. Instead of ignoring the comment, Durant jumped into the replies, defending his accomplishments, challenging her arguments, and engaging in a debate that lasted hours. It was classic KD, unwilling to let even a random fan's criticism slide. And for the observers, it showed just how much he still cares about perception, even this late into his career. So what do all these feuds tell us? Kevin Durant is one of the greatest players to ever touch a basketball. His resume speaks for itself. MVP, Finals MVP, scoring titles, and a skill set that redefined what a 7-footer could do on the court. But off the court, Durant has always had what people call rabbit ears. He hears everything. He sees every tweet, every ranking, every criticism. And unlike most superstars, he responds. Sometimes it's petty. Sometimes it's hilarious. Sometimes it's downright unnecessary. But it's also part of what makes Durant unique. He's not some polished PR-trained robot. He's a real person who engages with the same fans and media members who talk about him. Love it or hate it, Kevin Durant's Twitter beefs have become a defining part of his legacy, almost as much as his silky jump shot or his finals performances. So whether it's Lil B curses, Kendrick Perkins clapbacks, or blocking wars with Shannon Sharp, one thing is clear. Kevin Durant was built for the internet era. His game belongs in the Hall of Fame, and his timeline, well, that belongs in the Twitter Hall of Fame. Check us out for more videos on basketball and hoop culture here on the Swish Files.